friends, it is Mrs. Mountain here in the Limitless Learning Headquarters, and we are here for today's sign language video. So today, for our sign language video, I thought that we would learn the signs for the Canadian provinces and territories. It's really important to know where you're from and you know, the country that you live in and what's included and what's in it. So, we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about the provinces, and then we're going to learn the signs for, provinces and territories, and then we're going to learn the signs for them. So let's get started. So the first sign we're going to do is the sign for Canada. Now, if you didn't watch yesterday's O Canada video, you might not know this one, but that's okay, because I'm going to teach you. So you're going to take your A hand shape, and you're just going to kind of bring your thumb out just a little tiny bit more. Then you're going to rotate your hand so that it's facing up, but the back of your hand is away from you. And then you are going to tap your chest twice. Canada. So that is the sign for Canada. Good job. Alright, the next sign we are going to do is the sign for province. We'll talk about our provinces first. We'll go from east to west, and then we will move our way up, and then we will do the territories east to west as well. Okay, so the sign for province. Now, if you use your open 5 hand shape, you're going to just push that middle finger out just that little tiny bit, and then you're going to bring it over to your opposite shoulder, and you are just going to draw a plus sign. If it helps you remember, you're going to just go down and across. So that is the sign for province. Province. Alright, so I thought that we would start with the province, Prince Edward Island. That is the province that I was born in, so I figured that it'd be fun to start on that side. So Prince Edward Island, really long name, but all we do for the sign for it is we just sign the beginning letters of each word. So Prince, P, Edward, E, and Island, I. Or, as a lot of people say it, P-E-I. So that's exactly how we're going to sign it. So it's going to be P, E, and I. So the sign for P-E-I will be P-E-I. Good job. Alright, the next one we are going to do is the sign for Newfoundland. This is where another large part of my family grew up as well. So we are going to have our open 5 hand shape. We are going to bring our thumbs, and because I'm sitting down in the video so you can't really see my waist, but what you typically do is you put your thumbs on your hip bones and then you wiggle your fingers. Now, if you were someone who was signing to someone who had a smaller visual field, so they can't see all the way down, then you could just sign it here at your chest as well. That is totally acceptable, totally fine, and if anyone needed clarification, it would be totally fine for you to sign it like that. So, Newfoundland, you can sign like this as well, or you can sign it down at your hips. Alright, the next one we are going to do is Nova Scotia. So Nova Scotia is really similar to PEI. We're just going to use those first letters of each word. So Nova, N, and Scotia, S. So Nova Scotia. So N, S. Nova Scotia. Alright, the next one we're going to do is New Brunswick, and this follows the same pattern. So New Brunswick, we're going to do N, and then we're going to do B. So N and B. So New Brunswick. Alright, the next one we are going to do is the sign for Quebec. So we are going to kind of switch things up a little bit. We're not going to follow the same pattern we have been following. So we're going to do our Q hand shape, and we are just going to rotate it around in a circle. So Quebec. And usually you do it 2 times, like 2 circles. Quebec. Quebec. Alright, the next one we are going to do is the sign for Ontario, and this is really similar to the sign for Quebec, except you're going to switch into your O hand shape, and then you're just going to make 2 circles with that O hand shape. So Ontario. Ontario. Alright, the next one we are going to do is the sign for Manitoba. Again, this one doesn't follow the rules either. So for the sign for Manitoba, we're going to take our M hand shape. And again, if you forget any of your letters, you can look up here. or you can look at whatever resources you have at home, but they are right here as well. And if you have no idea what we're talking about when we're talking about letters with our hands, maybe you should go back and watch. We did do a full alphabet review and we've been signing, so go back and watch that if you're totally confused. But if you're here, great. Okay, so Manitoba. M hand shape. And we're going to do pretty well the exact same sign that we did for province, so that down and across, except we're going to do it with our M hand shape. So down and across. So Manitoba. Manitoba. Good job. All right, the next one we're going to do is the sign for Saskatchewan. This is another one that's just off on its own. So we're going to start at our head with our S hand shape, and then we're going to switch it into a K. So just like that. So S-K. Saskatchewan. S and then K. All right. The next one we are going to do is the sign for Alberta. So we are going to take our A hand shape of our dominant hand. So that's the hand that we do sign with most often. And we are going to take our flat. We're going to take the hand that we don't sign with often and we're going to make it flat. And then we're just going to brush our A upwards twice. Alberta. Good job. All right, the next one we're going to do is the sign for British Columbia. This one does follow the pattern from a little while ago. So we're just going to sign just the letter of each word. The first letter of each word. So British, B, and Columbia, C. So B, C. British Columbia. All right, well, that is all of our provinces. So now we are going to talk about territories. Now territories, there's no, at least I haven't been taught a specific sign just for territories. There's not like province, there's no that I have been able to find. If you know of one, please, please, please share it with me. But what I have been taught to do for territory is just do the sign for area. And then if somebody needed clarification, then you could just spell out the whole word. So the sign for area, or territory is what we're going to use it for, is your open 5 hand shape, and you're just going to draw, like imagine a circle over an area in front of you. Area. Or territory. Now the other thing you could do, like I said, is you could finger spell it. So territory is T-E-R-R-I-T-O-R-Y. So T-E-R-R-I-T-O-R-Y. Or you could just sign area. And that is totally fine. Alright, so we are going to start with, let's see, we'll start with Nunavut. So Nunavut, it's only one word, but we're going to take the syllables out of it, if you imagine. So Nunavut, what sounds do you hear? Well, I hear N and a V and T. Those are the 3 most prominent or strongest sounds in that word. So that is what we're going to sign. We're going to sign N-V-T for Nunavut. So N-V-T. Nunavut. Good job. All right, the next one we're going to do is the sign for Northwest Territories. So that is N-W-T. So it follows the exact same pattern as before, the first letter of each word. So North, N, West, W, and Territories, T. So N-W-T. N-W-T. Northwest Territories. Alright, the last one we are going to do is the sign for Yukon. I love this sign. It's just one of the really fun ones to do. So we are going to take our Y hand shape. We're going to bring it to the back of our head, kind of like right there, and we're going to bring it forward. So Yukon. 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 Well, good job, my friends. High five. I'm sure you guys rocked that. And again, as always, if you know different signs than the signs that I'm showing you here, please head over to Facebook at Limitless Learning with Mrs. Mount. or Instagram at llkmount and share those signs with me. I am all about learning all the signs in the world. There's never wrong signs. I know old signs, new signs, kind of a combination of English signs. So I would love, love, love to learn. So if you know different signs for the Canadian provinces or territories or anything else that we've signed, please head over to those platforms and share them with me. I would love to learn as well. And make sure that you tune in later today for our read aloud video. Thank you for watching. Stay limitless, learners.